Hello everybody, this is Nick speaking. Welcome back to another episode of Planet Coaster. And sorry, it's been a little bit of time here since the last episode. I've just not really felt too inspired to do this lately, but we're back and ready to move on with the coaster project here. So, in the last episode, we did work around here on the whole station area, and we'll be working on that more today. Also, we'll do much better to bring you into live portions in this episode than I did last one because, yeah, I kind of forgot I was doing that. Did make for actually a pretty good length episode, to be honest, but yeah, definitely with stuff like this and all that, like this is gonna need to extend down here. That'll probably be the episode after this one. However, the main project I want to tackle in this episode is going to be to get this queue area done and try to get this area back behind all of this ready to go. So with that, there's not really tons we need to do other than just, actually get the structures in to this area. I don't know if we're just going to have like one large queue thing back here and kind of ignore most of the rest of it. Maybe we make this through here like kind of go a little bit less back and forth and all that, and I think this one will get kind of a covered sort of area here. Same with obviously the main switchback. Those will both be covered. Other than that, I think the rest of this area is going to stay uncovered like it is now. So I've also got this kind of weird transition in here, which, yeah, we'll see how that ends up working out. So, without further ado, let's jump on in, and I will be back. I think I'm gonna just start working with this sort of area near the priority queue here first. So, let me get that started, and I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, so welcome back, and as you can probably tell here, we may or may not have closed the line and did a little bit of work on it. But anyways, as you can probably tell from over here, we did go ahead and did the priority queue for the most part here. So down in here, we've actually got this slight switchback here, because, that was kind of one of the things I'm just like, yeah, that's probably one of the things we'll need, especially given that this will probably be one of the more popular rides in the park, at least for a little while. So yeah, I did a little bit of a switchback here with the actual wooden fence in here. Did kind of the trim on the opposite side here with a one of the metal roofs over the top, and that actually works out pretty well because it does give beams for all the roofs to sit on. So there's that, and then I also did this kind of around the side, this side here, to kind of get that area solidified and ready to go, as far as making the whole edge of this entrance area into here. Next, we'll probably be tackling this sort of structure back here. This is going to be another switchback, and, well, this one's it's a little bit larger of one than this one, obviously. This is where most of the people are going to be waiting, so just kind of makes sense. There's also going to be a few points in here where you can just kind of say, hey, well, the ride's kind of slow right now, here's a cut through. So I'm gonna basically kind of theme these, like, there's this one here, and then there's one here. I'm gonna make it look like these are meant to be areas that if the queue doesn't need to be completely full, it can literally just be like, okay, here we go, you can walk straight through here and continue to the next section of the queue. I'm kind of actually thinking, so normally the queue is going to go like this, and As far as Planet Coaster is concerned, it will always go like this, and you'll have to go around the entire thing. However, with park planning, I mean, there is this thing where if you get sort of a queue line, you get this area here where you can just kind of have like a roped off section. If it's slow, you just let people walk through. So I'm thinking there'll be be 3 states. So first one will be obviously you come in and go through here and you just go straight into here. And up to the station when it's very slow. If it's moderately slow, and then to add a little bit of extra, you kind of here, and it would go straight into here, which goes straight to the switchback, so you kind of avoid this little area. And then there'd be one kind of here, which actually goes backwards through the thing. I don't know if that would ever be used or not. I don't think it would, just because that makes no sense. But anyways, yeah, that's kind of the idea here. This is always going to be a priority marker thing. Obviously, if the rite's slow, priority marker is not really needed either, so yeah. That's kind of the idea behind all of this, so anyways, next I think we're going to just tackle this building over here, get that ready to go, and I'm mostly just gonna basically be taking kind of what is here and copying it and pasting it down here. So shouldn't take too long, and I'll get that done and be right back. Okay, so we are back, and as you can probably tell from this view here, this is our kind of little setup building for the whole queue line and all of that. Yes, it's empty. I know, that's a thing. It's empty because I ended up having to delete part of the queue line to make this building work. So, yeah, it's basically just we have a building here to basically house the queue line, and I did a lot of crazy work in detailing this whole thing. So, as you can tell, there's a whole bunch of wood beams in the middle. Some of these, like these guys up here off to the sides, those were ones that were already put in. However, say like these ones going across the bottoms of the walls here, these actual supports too, those are actually beams that were added in by myself, and also all of the fencing in here was hand done as well. And surprisingly, these pieces, even though they say they're 1 meter, they're not actually 1 meter, so that was fun as well to try to get this to work out too. I ended up doing kind of a rope thing here just so that way we have the whole, if the ride is not, there's not a huge line, basically the idea would be, okay, just go straight ahead, walk through here, and then you can come back out, or maybe even just cut straight across here or so. That's the idea behind that sort of thing, in case those who don't know. So yeah, basically we've got this building over here done, we got the 2 main buildings here done as well, or for the most part. I'm thinking the back side of this still has a little bit of work to be done, and I kind of don't like how this transition works here with the coaster support right there. We might end up changing this a little bit and making this come out more this way, and this comes into here. So yeah, it's still a little bit of a work in progress, but we're definitely a lot further than we were obviously before the cut. So yeah, basically what's gonna go on now is there's gonna be a little bit of probably just like some few shrubs and stuff in here, probably nothing too big, just because, well, it's kind of a little garden path sort of thing, and this is kind of the back area here. So with a newer kind of coaster like this, which is what this area of the park's meant to be, is this is supposed to be like a new sort of construction as opposed to some of the other parts over here, which are older construction, is it's just to make this look more like it's meant to be a new construction area, just by having like not as much of the same style over here, just, you know, making it look like a little more modern, adding, yeah, I mean, yeah, some of this is kind of nice. Yeah, the entranceway here definitely should be one of the things that looks awesome. Same with the area here from the main path, so yeah, that's the important looks. Back here, not as important. Basically, what would happen is they'd spend more money on the facade up here in the front, and then in the back, okay, well, yeah, we need to like have something like this where we can house a whole bunch of people and have them get some shade while they're waiting. Also, yeah, so basically this back area here isn't not quite as important, so it wouldn't have as much of a prominent sort of thing going on here, so that's kind of the idea behind it. So I think next we will be just getting a few little shrubs and stuff in here, just kind of, you know, using the same sort of, let's see, what is it, like, well, let's see here, it was, well, who is it? You. So basically just kind of come in here and do a few of these around the place, so it kind of looks like it's still meant to be like a, you know, grassy area, but it's kind of newly planted, so then you can maybe come in here with a little bit of rock work in here and that kind of stuff. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing now here in this area. So I'm going to try to get this all detailed up, and then we'll be back in just a little bit. And also, before we go though, one other thing to think about is there would be like a few other transition areas normally. I'm thinking though, with this, I know I did put a few of these close to one another, with that being the plan. However, I mean, this is not really that big of a deal. There would probably be a for certain one connecting down here, but maybe not so much one right here. So yeah, so that way basically, if the ride was slow, basically what you would do is you'd walk in here and you just go straight to here. This would be like, hey, we're not busy, just go straight through here, and then you'd go here, end up going up the ramp and into the ride. So that's the idea behind it. Obviously the fast pass one here is more of a concrete one, because this would only be used when it's like the busy times of the day. So yeah, so anyways, now let's go ahead and take a little bit of a cut here, and I will see you back on the other side. Okay, that was a little bit of a scare. So yeah, apparently my mic wasn't recording there, so good thing I caught that right away. And as you can see from this thing right here, we are in a new update for Planet Coaster. We have the billboard update thing. Obviously, there's no billboard on that. I've also put one over here, which will be another one we're going to use. But so basically, these are going to be like useful things to help us theme the area, give us some custom signs and that sort of thing. So that's kind of the idea behind it. And yeah, I did a little bit of decoration in the area around here. So yeah, like I said, it's not going to be very thick. It's just mostly going to be some smaller stuff. Like this area was maybe kind of planted a little more recently, where this stuff appears a little bit older, was kind of the idea behind it. So I kind of integrated that a little bit, make this look like basically it's just like a area that finished development. I also added a little thing here for some, well, I guess technically it's meant for shade, but it doesn't really shade anything. Add another one up here at the entrance, so it got a nice little enter sign over here with a Nice little overhang at the beginning of the queue here. And yeah, just a little side entrance thing here. Give us a little bit of an actual way to walk up into the ride itself, make it almost feel like part of the station itself, except for obviously this uncovered part here. So yeah, that was kind of the idea, to make this feel like it's kind of the entranceway into the ride itself, which I think I did a very good job of accomplishing here. Also did a few other little things in and around, like making this sort of cool little thing. This was basically me being lazy and not wanting to put fences on this entire thing though, so yeah, we'll ignore that part. And obviously I've still got a little bit of work to do around this side here. So other than that, I mean, this area is mostly done. I think I'm ready to move on from this project, so... Oh, and the other big thing was the nice little signs in here. Kind of solved a sort of idea from Rudy, who kind of did some sort of the same thing in one of his recent things here. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably a thing that makes sense. You know, I hung it from the beam here, which actually they probably need to move back a little bit further. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do that while I'm here with you guys. And you go that way. So that way we have a little bit more room to see those signs. Because right now where they are, they're not really visible. And yeah, I got a little sign down here saying enjoy the ride and that kind of stuff. And even this kind of walkway up to the top worked out pretty well for us. So anyways, we are actually running out of time for this episode. If you do enjoy it, please make sure to hit the like button. It certainly helps me know that you guys are continuing to enjoy this series and want to see more. Obviously, a lot of that does depend on my time limit as far as when I have to actually record these things, because lately there's not really been much time, which is why there's been a month since the last episode. Also, if you do want to see this and other videos by me, make sure to subscribe, and also view the things like the playlist link down in the description along with my Twitter feed. I do end up posting to Twitter a lot of times, especially if there's going to be like a delayed video or something like that. So that's probably the best place to check on stuff like that. But anyways, other than that, that will do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!